Welcome back to my YouTube channel Coin of Word.
That has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Struck during the early years of the Great Depression, this coin tells a story of resilience and survival in one of the hardest decades in U.S. history. On the obverse, you'll find Lady Liberty detailed with remarkable artistry, while the reverse proudly displays the iconic American eagle, wings spread wide, a design that still inspires collectors today. But what makes the 1929 quarter dollar truly special is not just its beauty or age, but its incredible rarity and value in today's numismatic market. Condition and grading play a massive role in determining how valuable your 1929 quarter dollar can be. A coin in good condition, G4, may only fetch around $20–30, but in extremely fine XF40, it can leap into the hundreds of dollars. When you step into mint state, MS60 to MS65, especially those certified by NGC or PCGS, the value skyrockets, often reaching $2,000 to $5,000 depending on strike and luster. And the story doesn't end there. Exceptional, top-graded examples have shocked auction houses by climbing even higher. One jaw-dropping moment came when a stunning 1929 quarter-graded MS67 by PCGS sold for over $17,000 at Heritage Auctions, proving that what many dismiss as just an old coin could actually be a life-changing collectible. Other rare appearances at Stack's Bowers and Legend Rare coin auctions have further pushed the limits, with collectors battling for the chance to own this Depression-era treasure. This coin isn't just about silver content or design, it's about history, scarcity, and the thrill of discovery. Imagine finding one of these in near-perfect condition, hidden away in a family collection or old coin jar. It could be the difference between pocket change and a fortune worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1929 quarter dollar stands as a reminder that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than we could ever imagine. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this coin proves that treasures still exist, waiting to be discovered, graded, and celebrated. The question is, could you be the next lucky person to uncover a 1929 quarter worth a small fortune? The 1776–1976 bicentennial quarter dollar is far more than just a patriotic coin. It's one of the most thrilling treasures in modern U.S. numismatics. Struck to celebrate America's 200th anniversary, this coin stands apart with its special design. George Washington on the obverse, and on the reverse, the famous colonial drummer surrounded by a torch and 13 stars, symbolizing the birth of a nation. But what makes this coin truly legendary is its hidden value. While millions entered circulation, a select few, silver-clad issues, pristine proofs, and rare mint errors, have reached jaw-dropping prices that leave collectors stunned. In average, circulated condition, bicentennial quarters are common and worth face value, but once you enter the world of high-grade and rare varieties, the story changes completely. A certified mint state MS67 copper-nickel quarter can bring anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000, while MS68 silver proofs have exploded at auction, some exceeding $15,000. Even more shocking, dramatic minting errors, double strikes, off-center errors, or wrong planche strikes have fetched $25,000 to $50,000, with some unique examples rumored to have crossed the six-figure mark. Collectors know that finding one in pristine condition or with a rare error could mean turning a single quarter into the price of a luxury car or even a home. One of the most eye-popping sales occurred at Heritage Auctions, where a top-graded bicentennial quarter in blazing silver-proof condition sold for nearly $20,000. Another dramatic sale at Stack's Bowers saw a spectacular error coin reach almost $50,000, proving once again that this modern quarter is anything but ordinary. And experts agree, if a perfect MS70 example of a silver bicentennial quarter ever comes to light, it could shatter records, potentially bringing over $100,000, maybe even close to $1 million in today's feverish market. Grading is absolutely crucial. A circulated quarter from Pocket Change might only buy you a soda, but a pristine example certified by PCGS or NGC can change your financial destiny. Silver-proof coins with deep cameo contrasts are especially sought after, commanding premium values from serious collectors worldwide. And because so many were spent and mishandled, surviving high-grade examples are far rarer than most people imagine. The 1776-1976 bicentennial quarter is more than just metal. It's history, patriotism, rarity, and opportunity fused into one. It represents 2 centuries of freedom, yet it still has the power to shock collectors nearly 50 years later. So before you dismiss that bicentennial quarter in your drawer, remember this. What looks like pocket change could actually be a once-in-a-lifetime million-dollar coin waiting to reveal its true worth. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar. A hidden treasure, worth over $150,000. Are you sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? The 1965 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most astonishing and sought-after coins in the numismatic world, with some rare variations valued at over $150,000. This extraordinary coin holds immense historical significance, unique minting anomalies, and astonishing collector demand. If you have one in pristine condition, you could be in for an incredible financial surprise. Not all 1965 Washington quarters are created equal. While many are common, rare variations have surfaced that command jaw-dropping prices. One of the most valuable aspects of this coin is the highly sought-after 1965 silver quarter, an extremely rare transitional error that occurred when some 1964 silver planchets were mistakenly used in early 1965. If authenticated, a 1965 silver quarter in top condition can exceed $150,000 at auction. Even the standard 1965 clad quarter in mint state, MS-68 condition, can bring in an astronomical price. The highest graded specimens have sold for as much as $12,000 to $15,000 due to their extreme rarity in near-perfect condition. Finding an MS-68 example is incredibly difficult, making this coin one of the most valuable post-1964 quarters. The Silver Error, a numismatic miracle. The 1965 silver quarter is one of the greatest minting mistakes in U.S. history. As the U.S. transitioned from 90% silver to clad coinage in 1965, a small number of silver planchets from 1964 were mistakenly used to strike 1965 quarters. This rare transitional error makes the 1965 silver quarter one of the most expensive U.S. coins, worth over $150,000 MS-68 grade, the ultimate collector's prize. High-grade MS-68 quarters from 1965 are ultra-rare because most quarters from that era were heavily circulated. Finding a flawless, uncirculated example is nearly impossible, making them worth thousands of dollars. If you believe you have a high-quality 1965 quarter, getting it graded by NGC or PCGS could significantly boost its value. The mint mark mystery, a unique feature. Unlike previous years, the 1965 Washington quarter does not have a mint mark. The removal of mint marks from quarters and half dollars that year was part of a government decision to prevent hoarding due to the metal composition change. This design feature makes the 1965 quarter distinct and historically significant. If you suspect you have the ultra-rare 1965 silver quarter, here's how you can check: weigh the coin. Silver quarters weigh 6.25 grams, while standard clad quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Edge. Check. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, whereas clad quarters show a distinct copper-colored layer. Professional grading. If you think your coin is a silver error, sending it to PCGS or NGC for verification is crucial. An authenticated 1965 silver quarter could be worth over $150,000, virtually flawless. MS-68 coins have sharp, well-defined designs with little to no marks or imperfections. Rarity: the higher the grade, the rarer the coin. MS-68 specimens are almost non-existent due to circulation and production methods at the time. Auction demand: MS-68 quarters attract serious collectors and can fetch anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000, depending on demand, with values reaching $150,000 and beyond. The 1965 Washington quarter is a true numismatic treasure. Whether you have the rare silver error, a high-grade MS-68 coin, or a well-preserved example, this quarter is worth checking. If you suspect you have a rare or valuable 1965 Washington quarter, get it professionally graded. You might be holding one of the most valuable quarters in American history. Want to learn more about rare coins that could make you a fortune? Stay tuned for more incredible numismatic discoveries. The 1968 Washington quarter dollar. With no mint mark may not be one of the most talked about years, but if you find this coin with a rare minting error where the date is touching the edge, you could be holding a true collector's dream worth up to $93,000. This ultra-rare error coin, combined with the absence of a mint mark, makes it one of the most sought-after quarters in numismatics. Many collectors are on the hunt for this elusive piece, as its rarity and historical significance have driven its value sky-high. The 1968 Washington quarter features the classic profile of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle, perched on arrows and an olive branch on the reverse, symbolizing strength and peace. But here's where things get truly fascinating. Some of these coins were struck with a major misalignment error, where the date is pushed too far toward the edge of the coin. This type of striking error is incredibly rare, making it highly desirable among collectors. The absence of a mint mark signifies that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which adds another layer of collectability. When you combine the no mint mark rarity with the date-touching edge error, you have an ultra-scarce coin that commands massive premiums at auction. The condition of your coin plays a critical role in determining its worth. Coins in extra fine. Conditions show minimal wear, with sharp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's wings, and the lettering. If your 1968 no mint mark quarter has the date touching the edge, you might be sitting on a jackpot. So, how much is the 1968 Washington quarter worth today? A regular 1968 Washington quarter in extra fine condition is typically valued between $150 and $500. However, if the coin features the date-touching edge error, it can skyrocket in value, fetching anywhere between $7,000, $5,000 to $93,000, depending on its grade and collector demand. This extraordinary 1968 Washington quarter is a must-have for serious collectors. The error variety, combined with the no mint mark designation, makes it a coin that only a few lucky individuals will ever come across. Many of these rare coins have been lost to circulation, making well-preserved examples exceptionally scarce. If you think you've found one, here's how to protect its value. Use gloves to avoid fingerprints and damage. Store it in a protective holder to prevent scratches. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to authenticate and maximize its market price. The 1968 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, is already a fascinating piece of U.S. coinage history. But if you find one with the date-touching edge error, you could be holding a once-in-a-lifetime rarity worth up to $93,000. Don't overlook those old quarters. You might just have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark is gaining significant attention in the rare coin market, especially when found in uncirculated condition. If you're interested in rare coins or simply curious about their value, stay tuned as we explore why this coin is becoming a major highlight in the world of numismatics. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, this iconic coin features Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. While the 1980 quarter may appear common at first glance, it holds hidden value that many collectors are now starting to recognize. The 1980 Washington quarter with the D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint, making the mint mark a crucial detail in determining authenticity and potential value. The real question is, why is this specific coin, particularly in uncirculated condition, worth significantly more today than when it was originally released? One of the most important factors in determining a coin's value is its condition. A circulated 1980 Washington quarter will naturally show signs of wear, such as scratches and discoloration. However, if you can find a pristine, uncirculated specimen with its original luster and sharp details, its value increases dramatically. A high-grade, uncirculated 1980 D Washington quarter has sold for as much as $50,000 in top condition. Even coins graded MS-65 and above can fetch thousands due to their rarity and collector demand. The scarcity of high-quality, uncirculated examples plays a significant role in determining the market value. While millions of quarters were minted in 1980, only a small percentage have survived in perfect condition. Coins that retain their sharp strike, flawless surfaces, and full mint luster are the ones that command premium prices in today's market. In recent years, the demand for high-quality coins has been rising steadily. Collectors and investors alike are seeking out rare quarters, and the 1980 D Washington quarter is one of the standout pieces. This growing demand has led to an increase in value, making it an excellent addition to any serious collection. So, why is this coin such a valuable investment? Beyond its historical significance, the 1980 D Washington quarter is a prime example of how condition and rarity influence market prices. As more collectors recognize the worth of these coins, prices are expected to continue climbing. If you own an uncirculated example, you could be holding on to a highly valuable piece of American numismatic history. When searching for these coins, pay close attention to details. Look for sharp features, clean surfaces, and a strong mint luster. Avoid coins with heavy scratches, wear, or discoloration, as these factors can significantly lower their value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you have a 1980 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in uncirculated condition, now is the perfect time to get it appraised. Whether you're a collector looking to add a rare find to your collection, or an investor considering selling, this coin is expected to hold and even increase in value over time. With its rising demand and historical importance, the 1980 D Washington quarter is truly a hidden gem in the world of rare coins. We're talking about a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 1965 No Mint Mark Washington quarter. This isn't your ordinary quarter. In fact, it's one of the most valuable coins out there, and we're going to explore exactly why. The 1965 No Mint Mark quarter features the iconic Washington portrait on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and an eagle on the reverse. At first glance, it looks like a typical quarter, but what sets this one apart is its minting anomaly, a missing mint mark. Now here's the kicker. Quarters from 1965 do not typically have a mint mark, which adds another layer of mystery to this coin's rarity. Some of these quarters were struck on silver planchets, a leftover from the previous year's production, making them incredibly rare and valuable. Why is the 1965 No Mint Mark quarter so valuable? The absence of a mint mark isn't the only factor contributing to its jaw-dropping price. Some quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets when the U.S. Mint transitioned to using a copper-nickel composition. This unexpected error makes the 1965 No Mint Mark quarter an extraordinary gem for collectors. The rarity and unique composition of this quarter make it one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. A perfect specimen of the 1965 No Mint Mark quarter struck on a silver planchet can sell for an astonishing $8,000 at auction. While finding one of these coins might feel like searching for a needle in a haystack, here are some tips to help you. Check the weight. A standard 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, while the silver version weighs approximately 6.25 grams. Inspect the edge. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, unlike the copper-nickel-clad quarters, which show a distinct copper core. Use tools. A magnifying glass or scale can help you detect the finer details that indicate a silver planchet. The 1965 no mint mark quarter is a perfect example of how an error coin can make headlines. Its rarity and historical significance have cemented its place as one of the most extraordinary pieces in coin collecting history. Coins like the 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter remind us of the thrill of numismatics, the history, the rarity, and the potential life-changing value hidden in something as ordinary as spare change. Have you ever come across a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Next up, let's take a closer look at the 1986 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in very good condition. Stick around as we delve into why this coin has gained significant value in today's market. First, let's explore the coin itself. The Washington quarter, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, has been a hallmark of American coinage since 1932. We're specifically focusing on the 1986 quarter. The obverse displays a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse showcases a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. The D mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, why is the 1986 Washington quarter with the D mint mark noteworthy, and what makes it stand out in today's market? To fall under the very good category, the coin must show some wear but still retain the majority of its design elements. Expect to see some flattening on the high points, such as Washington's hairline and the eagle's feathers. But overall, the coin remains legible with its minting year intact. The key here is that this coin is rarer in this condition. Unlike uncirculated coins, which may have been properly preserved, a very good condition coin is more challenging to find due to the natural wear it has experienced over the years. This rarity boosts its market value. Now let's get to the exciting part, the value. Searching for a 1986 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in very good condition may surprise you with the price it commands. Generally, a 1986 Washington quarter in this condition isn't worth a fortune on its own, but the rarity and demand have driven up its price. Currently, this coin can range in value from $50,000 to $100,000, depending on its exact condition and where it's being sold. While quarters from the 1980s weren't widely collected when they were first minted, collectors and investors are beginning to realize their value over time. The 1986 Washington quarter may not be the rarest coin from this period, but its relatively low mintage, combined with its historical significance, positions it for potential future appreciation. Why should you care about the 1986 Washington quarter? This coin comes from a time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing major changes. In 1982, the Mint altered the composition of its coins, and in 1986, they struck the final batch of 90% silver coins for collectors. By this time, clad quarters were becoming more common, but these earlier editions were still relatively rare. This coin's vintage and minting year place it among semi-key date coins. Though not as rare as some earlier 20th century quarters, it remains significant in today's market. Given the right collector interest and historical context, the 1986 Washington quarter with the D mint mark could see an increase in value over the next several decades. In conclusion, the 1986 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in very good condition may not be the rarest coin out there, but it certainly holds significant value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this coin represents a rare piece of history that's steadily increasing in market value. So, the next time you're sorting through your change or browsing at your local coin shop, keep an eye out for the 1986